Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Annette Anthony. I am your Director of Corporate Engagement for EXIT Realty Corp International, and we are here for our July techinar, and our theme is autonomy and abundance. I've got two great speakers today. I can't wait to introduce to you. They're going to share in a little bit. We've got Craig Nestor. We've got Michael Ward. You guys, we have such an important and very special session for today. Let me talk a little bit about autonomy and what does that mean here at EXIT Realty. It's not a buzzword at EXIT. It is actually a foundational value. You know, you became a realtor for the freedom to choose your schedule, the clients, the type of business that reflects who you are. But freedom only works when you have the right support and support that powers your independence. So EXIT provides you with amazing tools and resources to run your business your way, whether it's the EXIT Realty Connect app, the EXIT Ad Center, you've got the mobile business card, the marketing center, you've got the expert marketing suite, our smart sign technology. We have so much that we offer to our agents. So whether you want to dominate in your neighborhood, specialize in relocations, build a team because we support your vision, this is how we do this with you. Now, our ancillary services department is advocating for you also, which is why I'm so excited to feature Craig Nestor. He's the team leader of strategic partnerships. Now, this team is dedicated to focusing on you, our EXIT associates, with best-in-class tools and resources. They also negotiate significant discounts so that you get the top-tier solutions at a much better value. So more options, less expense without sacrificing quality. So for us, the bottom line of autonomy means that you're never alone, for sure, but you're always in control. So independence, empowerment, that's where we believe agents thrive. So Craig, I'm so excited to feature you today. I'm going to go ahead and give you the controls, and I'd love for you to share with our EXIT associates and our audience today.
Hello. Today we're going to go pretty quick, and I'm going to get right underneath the hood and show you 3 tools that are actually helping agents move the needle in conversations, conversions, and creating a rave-worthy experience for their client. And sometimes, let's be honest, new tools and new technology may be something that we don't want to figure out. But when the right tool fits the right person, it doesn't feel like tech, it feels like traction. Have you ever been in a good sport and maybe you're really good at softball and you got a new glove and a new bat? You can't wait to get it to the field. Once it's broken in, there's a new level available, and that's what the right tools and the right tech feels like. So today we're going to jump right in with Circle Closer. Circle Closer, it's the simplest, easy to use, most affordable system at relationship building I've ever seen. If you have a database, even if it's just a spreadsheet, even if it's just the contacts in your cell phone or just your friends on Facebook, one of the things that Circle Closer does, it combines your Facebook, your sphere of influence, and your contacts in your cell phone, puts them all into a master database, and you can actually do something good with it. You don't need to be tech savvy, have a big CRM budget. This one's built for agents who just want to keep it real and stay connected. Let me show you how it works. You have to create how much money you want to make. And if you're in Ohio or Louisiana, it's somewhere between 7 and 10 conversations a day. Circle Closer tees up those 7 conversations a day for you. You see the first one on our list here is Carly. So you'll click on Carly. She's our first one today. And what kind of conversation do you want to have with Carly? Do you want to Facebook her, email her, text her, Instagram, call her? Let's text Carly today. So, do you need some help with the script? Not sure what to say? Well, click on the scripts. It will tee up for you dozens of Scripts designed to not solicit real estate information, but just to make her day. You pick the script, customize it, push send, just through your normal text messaging features on your phone. Boom, it's done. And now Marty's up. It's a very simple tool to use. We have one of our agents, Marcus Anderson, in Dubuque, Iowa. His first year did 5 transactions, his second year 27, just by using Circle Closer. And what you find is it's the best engagement tool that we have. Some people say the best CRM is the one you use. I like the CRM that gets you the best response. And so we see that Circle Closer is getting engagement throughout all of the contacts on your phone, friends you forgot you had on Facebook, and your sphere of influence. So now we're going to talk about something different. This is Mosaic. This platform is rooted in one powerful belief that there's no such thing as a past client. It has 3 tools in one. So for those of you that are price conscious, yes, you're getting 3 tools for the price of one. But this tool is built for someone that doesn't necessarily want more leads. They want richer, deeper relationships with their clients. Mosaic is having your clients' whole experience under your roof, from the initial search, in the transaction management, and all the way through the follow-up and incubation. This tool will follow your clients years after closing. It doesn't let the conversation end at the closing table. Your relationship is now beginning. It sends timely, hyper-local content. Maybe it's time to update their home insurance. Perhaps there's been some sales in the local area that would impact their value. Could be a new coffee shop or a restaurant. It sends your clients things that actually matter to them. I mean, all CRM's outreach are designed with value in mind, but spring cleanup and marketing tips and general marketing updates or recipes simply aren't as effective as they used to be. So Mosaic sends information that's valuable to your client. And they all click that email and they come back to their client dashboard. Where inside their dashboard, they have their home value, what its rental value would be, whether their insurance is renewing, comparable sales in the neighborhood. So in addition to reaching out, it also has a place for them to call home inside, again, your ecosystem. One of the best places that goes somewhat unmentioned in the transaction process is during the transaction. You will never have more undivided attention from your client than when they're transacting. So if you use a standalone tool for transaction management, maybe you have a standalone tool for transaction management, then you have another tool for your email, and then you have another tool for search. You're wasting an opportunity to get them used to you and inside your system. Mosaic's transaction management is some of the best innovation in that field that we've seen in the last 4 or 5 years. And so at 2 a.m., if your client wants to see, hey, what's been accomplished so far? What's next? How much is left for us to do? You get one clean portal to manage documents, timelines, and communication. Also, you can bring them back. So all of your client storage are in one place. So whether it's financial, taxes, insurance, the settlement statement, all in one place, so your client's not bouncing around between systems. You stay visible, providing clarity and certainty, and giving your kind of clients the experience that they'll rave about. So, client incubation, transaction management, but one of my favorite things that they offer is a very innovative AI-powered search. The best way to turn a lead into a client isn't necessarily convincing them that you're the person to go with. One of the best ways to turn a lead into a client is just start treating them like a client right away. We can do that in the search. Over 50% of all buyers say they want their agents to help them find the right home, not just a house, but find the right home for us. And if you put them on the standard MLS drip, you're giving them the same find a house tool that they can get from any other agent. Mosaic offers a superior property search. It takes each client's wish list into consideration. Maybe it's a private backyard, big kitchen, 3 bedrooms. How about a shop out back? In our standard MLS search, you're limited to bedrooms and bathrooms and the standardized features. Here, you can unlock your client's wish list, and it scores the property based on how close it comes to hitting all the needs that your client wants. So maybe it doesn't have a 3-bedroom, maybe it has 2 plus a den, but it completely nails the backyard, big kitchen, and then a workshop out back for dad. This allows you to walk into any buyer's conversation, any consultation, and have a tool that immediately separates you from other agents, and you have something to offer that they can't get on their own. One of the other things that really makes Mosaic stand apart is how it serves 3 core parts of your business. It helps manage the transaction, delivers hyper-local content automatically. It has a smart feature that almost feels like it reads your client's mind in the search process. Mosaic is for the agent who wants their clients to feel seen, remembered, and taken care of. And lastly, I'd like to introduce Fellow. Fellow is like that guy on the lake who always has the best boat. He has the best rods and reels, top of the line fish finders. You know, you get the app, but he's got the sonar that locates the fish and actually knows them by name. And somehow he's pulling in fish before you even baited the hook. That's Fellow. This is your best in class listing lead generation machine. Where Mosaic takes care of the clients that you have, Fellow's going to reach out and expand the list. It's smart. It's sharp. It's built for agents who want more listings without the cold calls and guesswork. It's really designed if you're sitting on a large database or have a backlog of open house or internet leads. Here's how it works. It's going to help you build a database of owners. Because here's what we know. 5 to 7% of your database will list their house this year. We just don't know what 5 to 7%. And if you have 500 to 5,000 leads, that's a lot of guesswork. So it's going to help you build this database of homeowners. It's going to help you automate your messaging so that you're in front of the right person inside your database with the right message at the right time. And it's all plugged in to national MLS and public record databases, so it can backfill all of the information that you'd really like to have on your client. Let me show you how they do it. The first thing they do is they pull in all of your leads, and they start by filling in all your missing home addresses. What we see is about 85% of databases are missing home addresses, because our databases were typically built with buyer leads or on social media or on our cell phone. So now we add homeowner address to all of your leads, and we start to go through public record. We can now know the closing date, the loan amount, the interest rate, their current equity position, their home value, and they can use all of that information on how they communicate with the client. When you drill in, not only does it ensure that you have accurate information, but it shows you the hottest leads. They move them right to the top. If you can see, they score the lead based on their propensity to move. Also, if you look at the individuals here, you can see this is when the email was opened, this is when the email clicked, and here's where someone in your database had a listing with one of your competitors and it expired yesterday. Imagine knowing which of your clients in your database, when their listing expired yesterday, and who they were with, and how much that listing was for. It's a very good feature when you want to be able to be more specific with your outreach. So it's going to take a really good look at all of your leads and build them out in a robust fashion, moving your hot ones to the top and giving you all the information that you need to engage them, either by yourself or automatically through the campaign. But we're also going to build additional leads into that. We're going to create your very own landing page and an email campaign, all designed to increase the number of leads that you have in your database. And when someone clicks on your email or clicks on one of your landing pages, we're going to take them to a fully customizable home portal built around you and your business. Let's just take a quick look at one of our Exit associates. So when a client clicks on it, they can see all of the marketing that's available through our expert marketing suite. They can see their selling options, whether it's a cash price or a luxury, different home value trends, all of your contact information, your mobile business card, home equity calculator. Your clients are going to be able to see all different types of contact for you or hot buttons to contact them. Here's current interest rates, loan types, credit scores, and then a map of their local area with recent home sales, home details, and lastly, it'll plug in your mobile app to give people looking for homes for you. This is very customizable. So now if someone's on your landing page, you can customize this landing page. If someone's under $500,000 value, it could be a cash offer. If it's a $750,000 or more, you could show them luxury points. If someone has a high or low interest rates, it would show them other features based on their current situation. So not only is your outreach and your email customizable, so is the landing page that the client comes to based on the criteria that you set. Here is the biggest, how do you say that? Fear of missing out. This one's it. It's the ultimate fear of missing out. When this is your database, and you can see how many of your database transacted with you, how many of your database transacted with your competition, and who they transacted with. And when you start to see how much of your sphere is transacting with someone else, you will completely change your approach to your business. So if you want to fill your pipeline with listing opportunities and not feel like you're chasing and come from a position of strength, Fellows are a really good choice. So yeah, Circle Closer keeps you connected. Circle Closer is the easiest, simplest, most affordable way to jumpstart conversations and get you engaged in meaningful conversations. Conversations convert, and Circle Closer is a very affordable, effective way to get into some conversations. And once you have that database, Mosaic keeps you relevant, on top of mind, and creates an experience that's a rave-worthy experience for your clients. And then Fellow keeps your pipeline filled up like a pro, always on the hunt. If any of these offerings that you saw today make you interested, if there's 3 tools today, but we really have one mission: more conversations, more conversions, and more revenue. And if any of these lit your fire today, or you're just tired of trying to piece this all together and on your own, please reach out. You can find all of our partners on the Resource Center. Under the Marketing tab, click Exit Marketplace. Or you can text me at text GoPro to 85377, and I'm here to help you sell more houses and put the right tools in your hands that actually work for you. Thank you, everyone.
So good, Craig. Thank you so much. Go ahead and toss it back to me, and I will wrap up with our next speaker, Mike Ward. That was so informative. Thank you so much, Craig. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to give you a little bit of a history, tell you a little bit about abundance and how that relates to EXIT Realty. So this is Steve Morris. He is our founder and chairman, but I want to take you back to 1983. At that time, Steve Morris was working for Remax and was instrumental in building Remax and worked for them very proudly. And then he had a conversation with his wife. Steve said to his wife, Kathy, you know, the only way to outflank this company would be by making more than 100% without desk fees. So then he went to bed that night and he just was mumbling, you know, just talking in his sleep. And it was at 3:17 in the morning that he woke up with the idea, with the ultimate solution. And then he had to keep it a secret for 13 years before he could actually introduce it to the industry. Now, he also worked for an insurance company. And while Steve Morris was working for an insurance company, he learned something very interesting, that the top salespeople in the world are insurance agents. And they're not there because of the insurance industry. They're there because of the residuals. And same with Sam Walton. You have the idea of, what if you take the share structure of the company and you divvy it among the people? Like, how much more would those employees care about the growth and the strength of the company? So Steve introduced this third stream income, and it's called single level residuals. I want to give you an example, and we have 10% residuals, 7% lifestyle residuals, and 5% beneficiary benefits. So for example, let's say you introduce someone like Mary, and maybe Mary's earning $70,000 annually, and you make an introduction to management, you introduce her to Mary, and they both feel it's a good fit, and she decides to join EXIT because of you, because of the introduction. And every time that Mary closes a deal, you get the equivalent of 10% of the gross commission paid by EXIT Realty Corp International. It doesn't come out of Mary's commission because that would be illegal. It doesn't come out of the office because that would be illegal as well. It comes from EXIT Realty Corp International every time the people that you introduce into EXIT close a transaction. You can earn up to $10,000 per person per year that you invite into EXIT, which is unbelievable. So you can absolutely, with abundance, make way more than 100%, because here's what we know about 100% systems is that 100% is the most that you can ever make. But at EXIT, you know, we have a different model that helps our EXIT associates exceed far more than 100%. We also have retirement residuals. And this is one thing that Steve Morris found, is that a lot of brands, they have retirement plans, but they either have a time limit or they're fixed. So if you decide to step back from your business, maybe you want to retire, there's no chance to go back. Like, once you enter that threshold, you're basically in retirement forever. But at EXIT, that's not the case. You know, whether it's you drop production, or you decide to have a family, or you decide to go and travel, or you truly do want to retire, your residuals go from 10% to 7%. So you can still earn a great living at EXIT Realty with retirement residuals. But here's the best part. If you decided, you know what, I'm not ready to retire. Like, I've still got some, energy. I've got some renewed enthusiasm about the industry, or maybe in your market, maybe there was some kind of a big tragedy that took place. I mean, we've had flooding, we've had weather events like hurricanes, we've had tornadoes, right? Where those communities can take years to build. But when you have when you have the residuals like EXIT, you're able to fill in those gaps in between those transactions. So it's a very powerful way to be at EXIT. We also have the ability for it to be enhanceable. Like I said, if you decided to step back into real estate, you close 8 deals. Once you close the 8th deal, the retirement residuals goes from 7% back to 10%, which is really great. We also have beneficiary benefits. So when you come and join EXIT, you predetermine who your beneficiary is going to be. In the event life happens and you pass away, your beneficiary is now going to receive the equivalent of 5% beneficiary benefits. Now, the beauty of our residual model is that it is not dependent on whether the office is profitable. No, absolutely not. And we have paid out more than $500 million of 10% residuals to our exit associates. In addition, we've also have paid more than 1.4 million to beneficiaries. And I'll tell you a quick little story. One of our exit agents, she was killed in a car accident, left behind a husband and 2 teenage boys. Well, the husband started to receive beneficiary residuals, and he thought it was actually a mistake that he was receiving beneficiary, or he was receiving income from exit because his wife had passed away. He had reached out to her broker owner, and he had learned, wow, he didn't know that it was the beneficiary residuals that she gets. Now, they were about to settle in court on the wrongful death of his wife. So the husband asked the broker owner, will you please come and have a conversation with the judge because we're about to settle on court. So the franchisee went and had a conversation. Now, I don't know what the judge was going to previously award the family, but I can tell you this. When the judge learned about our residual model, he awarded the family an additional $2.65 million because of our unique formula. And you might be wondering, well, she probably introduced a lot of people into exit, and that's not true. She invited 2 people into Exit Realty before she passed away. And she was only with Exit for 10 months, which is pretty incredible. So at Exit, it's more than just, it's this third income stream that helps you fill in the gaps in between transactions. It's truly an empathy-oriented company because when you think about it, if you love what you do, the service that you're provided, the support that you get, you can't help but talk about Exit Realty to other agents who don't have this culture. So when you introduce an agent and they come and they join because of you, it's not requiring you to make sure that that agent is successful. No, that's what the franchisee, the broker owner does. They make sure to help the agent be successful. But you can't help but share with that agent, hey, here's what I'm doing in my market to be successful, or here's this training class that I participated in that was really good. It's going to help me in my business. You can share that with the agents that you've invited into Exit, because remember, every time they close a deal, you get the residual income paid by Exit Realty Corp International for helping us grow. Now, I would love for each of you to just to write down this simple text code. So if you text 4MM to the number 85377, again, when you text 4MM to the number 85377, it's going to give you a short video where you can understand a little bit more about our model. It's very simple. Our company rewards its agents for helping us grow. And I'm very excited to feature our next speaker because I've got 1.07 million reasons why I believe that you, Michael, are the authority when it comes to residual income. And when we talk about abundance, you're living it. Tell us, first of all, welcome, Michael. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you. It's hard to follow Craig though, because he had such a great source of information there, stuff that I didn't know.
Yes.
So when I try to recruit, I don't get too much into that because obviously I'm not an expert at all. I can't get on the daggone conference call. But anyway, exit recruiting. I moved to Florida in 2007 with Keller Williams, and I've been recruiting in Florida since 2007. So things have changed. You used to fire out an email, you get a response. Emails, you probably get 2 seconds. If it's a catchy subject line, and we'll talk about that later, then they may open the email. Now what seems to be working for me is personal texting, a simple script. Hey, Mike Ward here with Exit Realty. I'd like to meet with you. Are you available this week? And a lot of times I'll get probably 3 out of 10 responses. And then I just keep going because everything's stored in my phone. I have a Google phone. Maybe that's why it didn't work with this technology. But anyway, so I keep a history of text. So I know the dialogue instead of stepping on people that I've already tried to go after to set up a meeting. Then I see where the conversation has gone. So as far as making phone calls anymore to set an appointment, it just nobody answers their phone. Absolutely. And we're all guilty of that. We're all guilty of that too. Yeah. If Craig called me, oh gosh, it's Craig, I'm going to hang up. I'm just like, okay.
Let me
I'm
ask you.
just kidding, Craig. But you know how people go, you know, it's when you get a phone call, it's like recruiting ladies that are moms, and I suggest that maybe they get an additional phone or a business phone versus the family phone, all the other stuff phone, and then put a distinct ring on that phone. So when it rings, just think of a dollar sign's popping up. You're getting a business call. I know we're rambling here a little bit, but anyway.
I love it. Michael, what attracted you to Exit first? Like, what attracted you to
Well,
us initially?
I was with Keller in 2000, and I was June of 2011. I didn't get my team leadership contract renewed, and the next day I got a text from Steve Forbes, and I'm going, how? Because I was recruiting out of his office. Now Steve will tell you different stories. I had him down as 22 agents, and he said I had 40 agents. But anyway, it's kind of the running joke. But I was calling his office to get his agents to move to Keller. And somehow he found out, and then I met him and his dad. I don't know if people remember Scott. What a great champion for Exit in Florida. They thought I would buy a franchise, and I thought, you know what? I just want to go home in the evening. I just want to go and get away from agents. And but now, I mean, I'm knee deep in agents every day, so it's okay now. So he sent me a text. We got together for breakfast, and then we kind of text out our deal, and it's been like that now for the last 15 years. So it's come and flow. I mean, Steve and Isabella, I see them as just a young couple who opened an office. Now all of a sudden, I guess we're one of the top offices in the whole system. So it's hard to believe, but Steve's a great person, and Isabella are great to kind of follow off others that are successful and make it their own and go from there. So it's been an interesting ride. I hope to continue. I don't think it'll be a little while before I retire because I enjoy what I do. I just got to keep up with the technology to get people to respond. Maybe Craig can tell me what format can I download a lot of telephone numbers that I can send one mass email out or text out through my phone. Maybe you can get off on the side with me and talk about that.
Oh, you will.
So it's a email. I still do the emails, and I still do that. I still put pertinent information. Chat GPT is a great source, or AI, because they already know everything about Exit, probably more than the three of us know about Exit. And they intertwine all that in a very detailed email. And some people don't want to read a book; they just want to read little tidbits about this and that. Same way with a text. So simple is better, I think. I still write handwritten note cards to people. I wrote 3 today. People can say, who do you recruit? And one of your questions, Annette, was, who do you share your list with? Well, I share Steve and I because I think we're over 300 agents now. So everybody's recruiting. So they bought into the system, which we're talking about people listening in, and it works. And I have to make sure, because I take the kneel position. If they mention another agent in the office, then I kind of I help them get on board, and then and sometimes I'll share the sponsorship, and sometimes I'll just, here it is, and move on. But that's my sole role, is to go recruit. So I'm talking to a lot of people, communicating with a lot of people every day. It is more effort today, I think, than it was 15 years ago. I mean, today people text you. I just gotta, people, how do you get I have a tool, and that you asked me that the other day. It's called Broker Metrics.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's similar tools like that all over the place. It shows me the production of the last 12 months. It shows me the percentage if they've increased the production or decreased the production. So those are the people you want to talk to, obviously, if it's decreased, so you can get in and talk to. And then everybody in real estate gets probably 16 new listing things. I know in Florida it's common every hour. I get a new email that says, hey, I got this listing. So I'll go and look up the production, and I'll just fire out a text and just go fishing that way. And I just got a meeting with a Century 21 lady. It's like 3.7 million in sales.
Nice.
So that's a big fish. We'll see what happens. We always go after the new agents. Like I told you in the past, I've met people that I met a lady that was a cashier at Publix. I met a lady who had moved to this area from Vegas who was a social worker, and both these are in the top 10 every month in our offices. So I
Wow.
take a little pride on that. Not only me personally, but my pocketbook gets a little effort on that. And these
You know,
guys cap out real quick. So
and
it's like
you've
you got
changed
to
their
keep.
life, Michael. You've changed their life for the better by
I,
introducing
I
them
don't
to Exit.
I don't think that, and I never count the people I recruit. I just know what they do, and sometimes you meet people and they sign on. You go, well, I don't know about this one. And sure enough, it's out of the blue. They just hit it and go like crazy. And then
Mhm.
I sit there and go, okay, so getting the gray hair and long in my tooth right now. So I go, don't forget where you came from. You
Mhm.
drove a little Ford Taurus in here when we met, and now you got a Jaguar.
Yeah.
Now you have a Range Rover. And of
Mhm.
course, I drive so much. I've got a Rav4 hybrid, so I just go all over the place. But I mean, for those people, they should get they should get something of the hard work they put in every day, and the
Absolutely.
tools like Greg mentions. I mean, that's just a way to keep going. I always ask what's the scoops going on down here. We're seeing now, obviously, after surviving 2 hurricanes back to back,
Mhm.
but Floridians, we forget about hurricanes real quick. After we figure out we can't get any money for anybody, even our insurance company help clean up the mess, we just do it and move on. And gosh, and think and probably twiddle our thumbs going, why isn't the housing market better? And all of a sudden, here we are, it's a buyer's market. And I go back to what I started 41 years ago. It's my 41st year of the business, is
Mhm.
you have to make offers. I mean, to get anybody's attention, make it. And they'll say, well, you're going to embarrass me and my seller. I said, is it for sale? Yeah. Well, then let's make an offer. Counter me. Let's go back and forth the old fashioned way. And people don't, hopefully somebody will get my wisdom and say, okay, let's do that. See what happens. You always want to drop the price, but that's a technical part of selling. But recruiting it's a nonstop job. I'm good probably up to 9 o'clock at night. I mean, I don't go after anybody before 9 o'clock in the morning because I think that's too early. I don't like to get texts before then, but
Sure.
after that, I got a 12-hour window that can get, and I've recruits who text me. You get them thinking about marketing ideas. You get them thinking about this, and they'll text me stuff like at 11 o'clock at night, going, "What do you think about if I farm my area and send out recipes?" I'm going, "Oh, that's great. Do your thing." And I mean, Steve or Isabella, I guess we all have the technology. We can figure out where to send that information to.
Mhm.
So anything to encourage them once you get them on board, that's the key. Because I tell people we don't bring you in just as a number like some of our competitors do. We
Mhm.
bring you in to be successful, and we're rewarded for that. And I'm rewarded to bug you probably every day to see what you're doing, going to training and that stuff. Now, for a long time, I didn't do that because it was, it just kind of handed the ball over. But now I'm all over it. We've really revamped our training. We do in person. A lot of our competitors now are just training by video. I think you
Mhm.
probably have heard that already. That doesn't go over well. And after coaching my kids in sports and playing sports, everybody's different. Everybody's motivated different. Somebody needs a pat on the back, or somebody needs their helmet grabbed and screamed at. I mean, it's a whole different game. So you have to be not only I used to say that we're a pharmacist. I have to be a pharmacist. What ails you today? How can
Mm.
I help you? What things can I help you with? Marketing? Can I help you with what, how to contact? And a lot of people walk in the door. Well, do I have to door knock? I go, if you want to, it's up to you. But take the ideas to make them your own.
Mhm.
Take the things to get out. Always carry your business cards in Florida. And you cannot judge a book by its cover in Florida here. You never know who you're going to meet. People drive around and pick them up trucks and have $1 bazillion and come in the next day and could write a check and buy a big home. So you have to tell them to be prepared for that. I'm seeing a big increase of younger people get their license, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. So it's a different. I was 23, so I can feel their pain a little bit. So my rationale was always to have it where you can sell 10 years younger and 10 years older, but not when you're 18. But when you get 28 or 30, you can sell back and forward. So you got a 20-year span the way I look at it for selling. But the agents or the new recruits that come in are, you know, when I meet them, typically it's an hour. I go over all the terms, everything that they would hear. A lot of them never heard of these terms. They don't even know. A lot of them being told only 2 out of 10 make it. I never say that. Why would I say that for somebody that spent
Sure.
a little bit of money to get licensed and all of a sudden meet somebody and say, well, good luck, take care. Oh, but by the way, we want you to join us. That doesn't work. It's crazy, but people do that. So you're gonna lose probably more than you get in recruiting, but you always keep an open thing. The people say, well, I've made a decision to go to the firm, and of course, I'm always pickling, sending information or following up with them. And I always say, best of luck. Keep us in mind if things don't work out there for you. And that's just a simple script, and move on. Maybe send a note card, good luck, or check in on them with a text. Because you spend your time going after these people to bring them in, and you know in your heart they're going to be good. And those are the ones you want to really invite in. A lot of it's just, I think, the new agents. There's so many every day or every week. I can get information from the state. I don't know if anybody out there who has a state, if a broker in the state has to sponsor an agent to get their license, you can still get the list, but technically they're committed to that broker in that state. Florida's a wide open state. You're a free agent, so they're going to get killed with emails and texts and phone calls. And I go, why did you pick me? Because I'm usually the first interview. And they said, because you had such a simple little, hey, I want to meet you. I didn't give them I didn't tell them how big we are, how many agents worldwide. It's just here. The world is, I think Steve Morris would say, real estate's local. It's right here. I mean, we got 3 counties, but we do have people that won't drive to Venice or Sarasota to sell a house. It's 11 miles, by the way. But we do have people who will go to Tallahassee to Key West to sell a house. So you have a Florida real estate license. You can sell anywhere in the state. But some people, that's how they think. So go ahead. I know I'm rambling, but go ahead.
No, you're great. So what is the biggest misconception, do you feel, for people that aren't familiar with our model?
It's a Ponzi scheme. I mean, I came from a company. I'm still vested in that company. I still get a little money. They call it mailbox money monthly from those guys, but nothing compared to what we do here at Exit. So the misconception, I think, to be honest, is the hit on the broker, because the broker's giving up the percentage and give back to the sponsor. So I always say, look, your broker, this good broker, Steve, gives up a lot of money, and then he's only, if you hit the 90% on your commission, he's only getting 10%. The sponsorship goes away. And they go, oh, okay, but you're dealing with people who are here that's 100%. And I'm going to say, well, that's great if you want to go there, but there's no training. There's no broker to phone. Nobody's going to help you. And good luck. You're going to be an avatar in this cloud thing and walking around looking for a door to walk in. I'm just making fun of them. But anyway,
Right.
here you got real people that will text you, call you. I'll alert if I invite recruits to training. I said, won't you come in and kick the tires? Just check us out. Certain dot loop, obviously they can't go because they need to be plugged in to do that. But a lot of them will show up, and that probably gets them to do. I had a young lady the other day said, I have 3 kids. The house is not quiet. Can I come over and take the rest of my class in your conference room? And I said, yeah, come on over.
That's
so
great.
Be open to it. I mean, if I moved back 10 years ago, I would probably never done that. But I think these people need to feel comfortable with you, and you need to stay that way. You can't just, you just can't turn the tide. You just say, okay, thank you, you're in, because that's what's happening with a lot of our competitors. We're picking up people that were recruited 4 or 5 months ago, went to another firm, the largest agent count in the world firm, and then they come back and never really get any attention. They have to pay for a sponsor, they have to do all this, and we don't charge for any of that.
Right.
Plus, you need to have a system. You need to have an education system and process. Onboard them, tell them where to go, what to do. And if you are their sponsor, you need to follow up, because people just, I've got my real estate license now. I've got keys to all this money and all this stuff. And I go, no, it's still a job. You still got to get up in the morning and do stuff. And people don't think that way. They just think it's going to fall in their lap. And it's a dog eat dog out there. So,
Michael, what would you say for exit associates who don't they're not inviting people into exit? They're not leveraging what you've leveraged with our single residual model. What would you say to them?
Well, I think you're missing the boat. Obviously, it's here. Like you said, it's one of the best. It's the best system. Um, and to be honest, if you like the person across the table at a closing, and they're another company, invite them over. Talk to them. Tell them to come over and have a coffee and talk about what you do. Here's the technology. This is what we do. A lot of agents are just clueless, and a lot of people get frustrated internally here with other agents. I go, time out. If you don't help them do the transaction, you don't get paid.
Right.
So you gotta be always helping to get people, and they'll remember that. They'll remember. Well, and in Florida, nobody answers the call. Some people have to call the title company to find out what's going on. It's crazy. When I started, if I got a listing, I'm getting both sides. You're not going to, if I got the listing, you're not going to get the sales side because I am. Today's world lister will just put it out on the market in the universe, and hopefully somebody will bring a buyer to the table. But now I'm seeing more new agents take heed, and what I'm telling them is go find the buyer now. Get the 6 or 7 or whatever you negotiate. Go do that. But agents in exit existing should go recruit. I'm sure your broker owner would love that if you did that. Um, but like we talked in that, there's some broker owners they're not pushing it. I mean,
Right.
you don't. Keller or the other big company, pardon me, the other company pushes it every day. But if they bring them in and there's nothing there for people to plug into,
True.
they're going to walk away.
Yes.
Here, you got to make it personal. You got to make it. You got to say, "I'm helping you. I want to help you." And some people push back. Some people think you're probably pushing them a little too hard. But I'm thinking, you came to me and you want to make money. I'm trying to get you to do that. But
Right.
here's what you have to do to do that. So you can't just show up and say, "Oh, it's magic wand. This is going to do all this." You have to survive and do the whole thing individually. You have to learn how to do all this stuff.
For sure. And
Not much,
with
not much
with
need more in technology, but I'm good. Okay.
now with our topic abundance, what you've done, Michael, you've amassed amazing income, and when things like what you've done with that money, I'd love to know. I'd love for you to
Well,
share, but also like what was the support like during COVID? When you couldn't get out, or you could, but there was a lot of agents who weren't transacting during COVID. Like, what did Exit do for you over the years?
well, I think during COVID was my gray hair said it's over. The whole real estate industry's over.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we live in a state that said, "Okay, baby, wide open, let's go." And we never missed a beat. The offices were open every day. Houses were selling in an hour. We have an
Mhm.
internal Facebook page, and people get a listing put on there, and it's gone. You use your cell phone and do the walkthrough virtuals. You were emailing people. We had a lot of northern people from Canada and northern United States coming down here to Toronto,
Yeah.
and the prices went through the roof. There was one little house that sold for it was on the listing for 350 and it sold for 745.
Wow.
That's the largest gap I've ever seen bidding over and over and over to get it.
Mm.
And luxury's always been here. I think in the first downturn we had in the early 2000s is they're not going to spend their money. I mean, people have money; they could have bought this stuff, but it got to the point. Well, what kind of deal can I get for a $5 million place? Um, so COVID. I mean, obviously we had to mask up. We had some internal stuff. People were sick, and obviously we didn't want to, hurt them with not being unmasked. But I mean, you were in an environment where you could unmask and go to places. I think we shut down St. Patrick's Day of March 2020, and then we opened back up in June because the business pressure was so tough
Yes.
for small businesses, restaurants, most importantly, breweries. The liquor stores were still open. All these other stuff. Craig's laughing. It's but I mean, it was. I mean, we saw it just as a hurdle, but I think exit. Obviously, especially Steve and Isabella, they're getting information somewhere. I mean, not everybody's born with this. What do we do now since we're on a big downturn? It's just keep the ball rolling. I think we really brought in. I mean, people were making for a new agent, brand new, was probably making 75,000 a year, and then COVID, God, we had people making 300,000 or 400,000 because they
Right.
would just get in.
And the
And we
residuals, the residuals, Michael, that helped you,
oh yeah,
fill in those gaps.
Well, it did, and I mean, it's. I think people, a lot of uncertainty then, as you guys know,
Mhm.
probably had a slowdown of people getting their real estate license. But then you had to, but it was so hot, it was hard to recruit from other agencies because they were
Very
just on fire themselves.
good.
So
Yeah.
new agents, we got a lot of new agents that time, but those agents now are, it's always, I love to see our top 10, to see the people that I've especially recruited, but
Mhm.
to see the people that have come on new and about 2 or 3 years in are the top 10. So
Yeah.
they get it. There's a switch in all of us that clicks and make these guys go. And I have to, attest to Steve and Isabella for bringing in the right staff to help train people and get them going as fast as they can. I'm always kind of pushing from the side or the back end, but go to train. You got to do this stuff.
Mhm.
So that's key. But I think still go back for exit agents that are not recruiting is just try to do one a month. You'd be amazing. You'd be amazed what it would do to your pocketbook. One a month. Doesn't it be a new one, an old one? I
Yeah.
mean, I've got people in here and I go, okay, let's get together for an hour and let's just send a bunch of recruiting texts out and see how many appointments we can set. And
Mhm.
guess what? Nobody's taking me up on it yet.
Wow. So those that are
So
watching, I mean, definitely take you up on it, Michael, that they want that accountability or they want that encouragement, they should definitely reach out to you.
it's ingrained. I mean, I get up
Mhm.
weekends, I kind of take off, but I still feel the text of people I'm recruiting will text me,
Yeah.
or on Friday, the one I'm close to the goal lines with, I'll say, hey, have a great weekend, blah blah blah. Little things I send out is our newsletter weekly. I probably have a gripping about 120 agents, new agents in, new and experienced, and I blind copy and put the emails in, and probably Craig can give me another way to do that. But anyway, I put the newsletter in, which includes the new listings taken. We're
Yeah.
big on pushing new agents to do open houses because
Mhm.
they get a lot of leads. And I think we're over 300 listings now. So we're the phone's ringing. I mean, it's busy. I think now if we can get our interest rate dropped a little bit, we'd boom again in Florida.
Mhm.
But share your educational calendar, your newsletter, anything pertinent, any trainings that you have. When
Mhm.
Annette and Craig are in your office, you had better be pushing that out to your recruits because you guys are gold. I mean, listening to you, you know it, you hear, feel it, see it, do it, and anything with exit, you get it out there, and then you have to keep track of this stuff. It's not like because we know how recruiting works. And somebody I sent one to some new classes, and they go in. Well, my name's Crystal, and so who's no? Mike's told me to show up. So that's good. I instruct them to tell them that, but that's the nature. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
you got to. You want them to hop on it, but that's an easy way to hop on a recruit. The hard way is to get them out and grip them and talk to them and keep sending them information. It's a
Well,
continual basis.
I think that what we're learning too is that you're keeping two very important lists. You know, the people that you want to invite into Exit who aren't familiar with our culture, and then those that you've already invited, you're staying on top of those people so that they're always in the know of what's going on in training, what can help them grow their business. Because not only does it help them, Michael, like you've got a vested interest. Every time they transact, you get that bonus. You get that
Right.
single level residual income as a thank you for growing our
Right.
company, which is, that's
If you
so
If
good.
people have recruited and still on the get the check every few days,
Hmm.
forget the check. Get on the e-bonus because it's
Yeah,
nice to wake up and get and see your emails. And, oh, wow, okay, that's nice.
yes.
Because you can check your system, I know, and I can check that, but I never do. And I just go, okay, it's about every other. I think Isabella, it goes out pretty quick. But I've had the luxury to help other offices in Florida recruit. In Doran, he's got a good little office going down there. I think we
Hmm.
have one coming on next week in his office.
Yeah.
But I can only dig them up. I can't close them. So
Mhm.
we split the residual there. So
Yeah,
it's
so
pretty
good. Do you remember, Michael, like what was your biggest residual check?
probably about $16,000.
Woo, that's a nice little paycheck.
So there was a series. Well, but these deals are all over the place. You mean I've gotten like 3 e-bonuses and wake up and there's $4,000 for
Hmm.
deposit. I mean,
Yeah.
and you get like 18 of them, you go like $1,872. You go, wait a minute, what's the? It's not on velocity. It's on the size of the deals. I
Mhm.
mean, and you know, I've got people I think every day that've been doing my stuff. Craig, I gave Annette a contact for you to get with us to get in the office for training. We have an agent that I recruited that does some training monthly for new agents, and he's really
Yeah,
good at that.
so good.
You know,
So Michael,
anything we can share.
yeah, Michael, what I love best about this is, one is our income that we receive. It is a great source of income. It
Oh yeah,
separates us from our competition. But my favorite thing is actually the people that get recruited, because Exit is a company that truly believes in the human potential. And you really can't experience that outside of Exit. And so
right,
once they're here, and then we focus on, hey, what's special about you? What are those individual gifts that you have? And then we have the autonomy where not only do we have your gifts, but now you have access to the industry's best tools inside of
right,
Exit stackable technology, of which most of all is no cost to the agent. And it really gives
right.
people their highest probability of success. And so, yeah, it's a great income stream, but man, the people you bring over, changes their lives, Michael. And I just want
Yeah.
to say thank you for doing that, man. You're doing great work.
Hmm.
You're welcome. It's been fun. I think the technology is just you have to have somebody in the office that grasps it that you guys put out there. Because
Hmm.
look at me, I've got like a phone, I can't work, I don't have a camera on my laptop. I got, but I'm out here, but I know how to text, I know how to do all the send stuff and all that. But as long as we get our people touching you guys, you make it better for everybody. I mean, they see the technology, and I mean, Michael will. I mean, this is the guy that ran a Toro lawnmower warehouse, and I talked to him. He says, "I know I'm going to be good." I said, and he says, "I'm the Michael Jackson." I said, "I know. There's only one you." And then he'll do that. I mean, he's funny as heck. He's a
Yes,
Georgia boy, and he does really well, and his clients love him, and he shares everything with the agents. He's like a magnet and people, and he goes, "Did you know that?" When I'm recruiting, he said, "Well, I knew you had potential, but you wanted to be good, and you told me you were good at everything you did. So why would this be anything different?" And from then, you know, he's a good fella. He takes it on himself to do these classes for the agents, and
so
Steve
good.
Isabel do that. So it's fun to watch them when they walk out of there. I didn't know we could do that. I didn't know this. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit. It can be when the new agent hits the door here. It's like drinking from a fire hose. You know what I
Mm.
mean? There's so much stuff coming at them, and you got to just take this. I tell people just make stuff your own. Take it down. There's always somebody to call. I mean, we do classes or individual consultations with our trainers. Versus if you miss a class, a lot of people walk in the door with business. I've got a listing or I got a buyer, and I'm going, well, forget going to class in 2 weeks because that's when it's scheduled. Let's get to a trainer right now and get this thing going. And they like that because you're selling the fact that now they're going to make some money, and they like that right away. So,
And also, Michael, you have amazing leadership at your office. You
oh
know,
yeah,
it's not one size fits all, and they're always available to answer questions. And from I've known you since I've been with Exit, and
right.
you're just such a nice guy. You're not a sales guy. You just exude an openness and just a warmth, and just that I feel like you truly care about me. And I know that that's how people that you're coming in contact with, and you're learning about how they feel about how you make them feel, honestly.
That's that later in life. But 41 years ago, I'm tearing throats out to get a deal. So it depends the environment you were brought up in, and
Mhm.
then once you get out and manage people or coach kids and sport, whatever, everybody's different. You have to change to get the full potential out of the people you're bringing in, because we have people that are negative every day, and you say, hey, won't you smile a little bit? Let's go to church. Let's do something and get some good back in here.
Mhm.
Everybody has a day. I mean, I walk away going, I can't get nothing going today. And then you
Yeah.
just shake your head and go, okay, I'll just get up and try to get tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff that you do that you hear nothing, out of the blue, you get a text or a phone call, like the Century 21 lady I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I've sent her something in April. She said, I'm on a trip. I've been delayed. I'll call you Friday. I said, okay, that's great. Thank you.
Okay.
I could never miss a beat. So,
Mhm.
but if I said, oh, who are you? I mean, I
Right.
can't say that.
No,
But
I
luckily,
think
I put everything in my phone. And I know
yes.
when I get a new phone, they're going to say, oh, you have like 15,000 people on your phone. You know, when you get a new phone, when they download your data, they'll say, oh, those take 2 or 3 minutes. That it's going to take a little longer than that.
Absolutely. So
I don't even
Mike,
know if a phone can hold anymore.
as we close, what I want to ask you is for our attendees, our exit associates, if you could give them advice, like what would you recommend for them to do that they can implement today to start making some introductions?
Contact 10 people a day. Tell them you want to invite them in to talk about exit. And I think and then the ultimate goal is to recruit. It used to be my goal at Keller was 2 meetings a day. I mean, I have to have 10 appointments for the week. And now it's kind of like, well, can I do a phone or can we do it? It's all types of communication now.
Yes.
Best for me is meeting face to face. But I
Mhm.
think if they can do that, or people they've done business with in the past, they liked them. Of course, I tell people here, I go, well, I didn't really like those people. I said, okay, you got to look at it a little differently. Can you help them make their business better? I mean,
Mm.
they're earning income that you're going to receive some of that. So you got to
Yes.
think a little different way. But today, people go off these emails you're getting from people who have a listing. Shoot them a text. Say, hey, I want to come on in. Now, be prepared when they come in because I can attach a brochure to my emails I send out. The people open it, I have no clue. Um, be prepared to hand stuff out like your training calendar, a
Mhm.
brochure that you have. If I know it's kind of serious, I'll give them the entire packet, sign up packet. And as a
Mhm.
board of realtors, because a lot of these people have no clue of any of this stuff, how it goes. So to educate them, but just to get the appointments, or maybe get in a text dialogue or a phone call dialogue. Take them to coffee, do a coffee, something to just break the ice with these guys. Because if
Yes.
you're an exit office in a market that you're not known for recruiting, then you need to start. It only takes one or two. You put 12 people in your residual line,
Mhm.
it'll be a big difference for you. So,
Wow.
and then we
That's
have some
great
agents
advice.
that do it really well, and some agents that recruit, and they don't need any type of help from me at all. They just know how to do it. So,
I think
that's
that's
it.
great advice. That's great advice. So stay on just for a moment longer. I want to let the attendees know that we provide you with some resources on the go in the Exit Realty Connect app. So you can log into the app. You have a dedicated sponsoring section. And in the sponsoring center, this is your personalized sponsoring center. So if you happen to meet someone, you can share blogs, you can share your sponsoring page, your residual income calculator, and just so many great resources. And if you want to sprinkle in some of your posts and you want to share our blogs on your posts that talk about how Exit is making a difference in the lives of our Exit associates, you can share those really easily on the go on your phone in the Exit Realty Connect app. But we also have customizable Canva branded templates that you can use to help tell your story about what we're doing, the impact that we're making in each of our associates' lives. Because we consider our exit associates are the assets of the organization, period. And everything that we do, whether it's Craig Nestor and his team advocating through partners to bring you the best products and negotiate the best pricing to help you grow your business, we at corporate are also making sure that we're providing best-in-class technology and support, and that we're here and available for you to help grow your business. I'm so proud of this company and what we do for our exit associates. So I want you to tune in again. The first, thank you so much to both Craig and Michael for being on this call today. You guys shared tremendously, and I want to invite our audience that on the fourth Wednesday of every month, right here at noon Eastern Standard Time, you can tune in to another techinar, and you can also follow us at Exit Realty Corp International on all the social media channels. Don't forget, you can text Exit Realty actually it's Exit TV, a little typo, so Exit TV to the number 85377 to check out all of our YouTube videos, a lot of training that you can tap into. And then also go to realestateindustrieleaders.com. That's our corporate blog where we share a lot of great stories about how we're making impact. Again, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so grateful for each of you and your conversations. And to our audience, you chose to be here today. And we hope that you took away something, whether it was a better understanding of our model or you're inspired to take action and start having great conversations. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Make it a great rest of your day.